You guys doing? It's time to take a look at your mid-month messages for April 2024. So what I'm looking for when I do these mid-month readings is to see if there has been a change of timelines. And yes, timelines can change. Not only did we go through this massive solar eclipse during Mercury retrograde, which definitely changed people's timelines, but I like to give advice in my readings. The reason why I give advice is because that gives you the power, if you choose, to change your timeline. So that's what we're going to look at here today. For those of you who would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading, please look down there in the description box of this video. That's where you'll find all the information you need to know. And for those of you who took advantage of the eclipse reading sale and you ordered a reading while I was on the road for the speaking at the event for the eclipse, I'm getting that last batch of readings done today as soon as I'm done here working on my main channel. I've been telling people that is not typical for me in my line of work. I am incredibly punctual when it comes to getting your reading to you on time. But boy, this was a once in a lifetime opportunity for me to be able to travel to ground zero at the spot of the eclipse and speak at this big event, and it was a fucking blast. So, yep, I will be getting all the rest of those readings from the eclipse sale done today before I go to bed, okay? All right, let's jump into this. Let's jump on in. Starting this off with the next person coming in. Let's see if timelines have changed for Leo with the next person coming in. If timelines changed, did they change for the better or for the worse? All right, let's see here. Oh, Page of Wands. That's a weird first card to jump out for the next person coming in. Oh, and the Seven of Cups. Oh. So some of you are very aware that you have many options that you can choose from. But it kind of seems like there's one person in particular who's really, really, really into you. And you're not 100% sure whether or not this person has what it takes to step up to the plate and be the person you need them to be. Because we got a Knight and two Pages here. So I think you're questioning this person's maturity. Two Knights and two Pages. So you're kind of questioning this person's maturity. I think you have more than one person that you could choose from. Either that or you're contemplating kind of keeping your options open. But there's this one person that's really, 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 really into you, dude. Like really into you. They may even possibly come across a little bit love bomby with the Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands here. Maybe, possibly. But so far, it's not looking like there's any ill intentions behind the way they're coming forward. You know that phrase, love bomb, it's kind of turned into a little bit of a buzzword that most people, when they use that phrase, love bomb, they're usually attaching connotations to it that have something to do with narcissism, you know. While, yes, it is very common for narcissistic people to be love bombing, that doesn't intrinsically mean that just because somebody's love bombing you that they're automatically a narcissist. But I do think that it's kind of like making you kind of watch, like, what's going on here, you know? So, okay. Yeah, you're not sure whether or not to give this person a chance or keep your options open. There may also, for some of you, there may be somebody else in particular that you really have your eye on. So, okay, let's see this person's true feelings and intentions. Let's see how they really feel about you. What's their energy really look like? Whoa. What are their true feelings and intentions? See? They're a little bit love bomby, man. Hang on, before I keep speaking on that, let's one more shuffle here. King of Swords reversed. Okay, Ace of Cups reversed. Okay. Well, I think this person knows that you have other options that you could choose from. So it almost kind of feels like they're competing, or at least they feel like, obviously, Leo has to have options that they could choose from. There's no way that somebody as badass and fine as Leo doesn't have other options to choose from. So I got to compete. So I don't think that their love bombiness is coming from a place of trying to manipulate you. It's more like coming from a place of them trying to prove themselves to you. So I don't think that it's coming from a bad place. I don't think so. However, by the same token, that love bombing energy can be it can be risky in the beginning, because it's really easy when you lead with your best foot forward. Eventually, that foot's going to get tired, right? Eventually, at some point, that foot's going to get tired, and then it's going to take a step back. And that's where you see people go from one person to another. As soon as the fucking cupcake honeymoon phase starts to wear off, then the energy changes overnight, right? I'm not saying put your worst foot forward. I'm also not saying put your best foot forward. I'm saying walk like a normal fucking human, right? Let me just walk with both my fucking feet so that you can see who I really am, you know? If that makes sense. This person does have abandonment issues and fear of rejection. Could be a Sagittarius for some of you. Could be a fellow Leo. But I feel like this is your energy and the way they see you. Could be an Aquarius for some of you. Okay. I don't think it's coming from a bad place. I don't think this person has bad intentions. I don't think so. I think they mean well. And you know me, I ain't just going to say that. Any of y'all new to my channel is constantly growing. It hasn't stopped growing since day one, so there's always new faces in here. If you're new to my channel, I don't just say shit like that. If they got bad intentions, I'm going to let you know. Believe that. Well, let's see how it's playing out for the first 30 days. How's it playing out? How's it playing out for the first month? King of Swords reversed, man. Seven of Cups again. I don't know. I kind of feel like you're probably going to make the decision to keep your options open. Probably. Yeah, you're coming to the conclusion that maybe all this person wants is a sex-based connection. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like you're going to pass on this opportunity here. I think so. I think so. You're walking away from this. Ending this and walking away from it. I think that, like I said, I think for the majority of you, there's somebody else in mind. So if there's somebody specific that you have your eye on, for the majority of you, I don't think this is them coming in. There is somebody else very specific that you have your eye on. Let's get the advice here. Is that the best advice? What's the best advice for Leo? Advice. What is the best advice? What's the best advice? Okay, Queen of Wands, man. Hey. I mean, at the end of the day, hang on. Knight of Cups reversed. At the end of the day, man, if it feels funny and it feels off, let me meet you in the middle. Let me meet you in the middle, okay? When something feels off about a person, something's off, right? But sometimes it can be misleading if we immediately try to jump the gun and start figuring out what it is that's off. So I would say give it a little bit of time to test it out. Give you an example. Me and you meet up, right? And we go on a date. We go out to eat somewhere or something like that. And man, we just ain't vibing. It's just something we just ain't vibing, man. Something's off. Okay? So I feel that something is off, but I don't want to let my ego get in the way and start trying to figure out what it is, because that's what the ego loves to fucking do. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the ego analytical thinking brain aside. Something is off, but I don't know what. Maybe my intuition is picking up on something that's off about you. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a little bit off today. I don't fucking know. But you know what? We'll try it again. I'm going to let you know, though. I'm going to let you know. I don't know, man. I'm kind of having a hard time connecting with you. I want to let that be known. Hopefully that doesn't add tension to it. You know, it could, but we'll go on another date. We'll see. Go on another date. Man, it's still off. Something's still off, man. And I've been checking my vibe. I'm good. It's something with you. Something's off with you. Can't tell what it is. So I'm going to observe your intentions generally. All right? Let's go on one more date. One more. And man, that third date, if it's still fucking off, something's still funny, something's still weird, and I've been probing, I've been at least trying to get you to open up a little bit so that we can connect at that deeper level. You know, we may not have to connect at the deepest level immediately, but at least start peeling a couple of layers back. Then something's off. All right, sorry. I don't know. Me and you, we just ain't vibing, I don't think. I don't think me and you be vibing, dude. And if that's the way it feels, then don't force yourself to do something that feels weird. Don't make yourself do something that feels off and feels funny. Do what you got to do, man. All right. Oh, I was telling Cancer just a minute ago that the quicker you can identify who you don't need to be messing with, the quicker the universe can deliver you your actual person. All right, let's move on to the person from the past. Person from the past. Have timelines changed between Leo and the person from the past? If they changed, did they change for the better or for the worse? Woo, I think you and this person going to end up connecting. I think so. I think you and this person going to end up coming together and connecting. Let's see, is that going to be a good experience or a not so good experience? 6 of Wands. Emperor reversed. Oh, shit, there it is. There it is, the 5 of Wands. Yeah. It's probably not, I mean, it kind of looks like you all are connecting. I don't know how. I don't know. Hang on, let me see if I can, is this person reaching out? It's not telling me how you all are connecting. Well, I'll see if I can dig into that here a little bit later, but it kind of seems like at first that this could be a good, healthy, successful connection. It feels like it at first, but then it doesn't take too long at all before whatever it was that separated the two of you bubbles right back up to the surface, and that same situation or that same argument or whatever the case may be manifests itself again. That's probably going to end up, you're probably going to end up experiencing a repeat cycle with this person. Okay. Some of you have been working on trying to manifest reconnecting with this person. And you got to be careful doing that. You got to be careful trying to manifest something with a specific person. You can manifest having a conversation with somebody. You can manifest crossing paths with somebody and reconnecting with somebody. But you can't manifest how somebody feels. You can't manifest what decision somebody makes. That's where the wires get crossed. You got to be real careful with that. So for those of you who have been manifesting, reconnecting with this person, be careful. Be careful. You can absolutely manifest bumping into this person somewhere, but you can't manifest them to fall in love with you and change their ways and regret what they did. You can't manifest that type of shit. And if you try, you run the risk of that energy coming back and biting the biggest chunk out of your ass, because now you're trying to infringe on somebody's free will. All right, well, let's see how this person feels about you. Person from the past, how do they feel about Leo? What are their true thoughts, feelings, and opinions and intentions? Let's see. So they've been trying to get your attention. They've been trying to get your attention. They feel unfinished business with you. They have unanswered questions. They are very concerned with how you feel about them. Very concerned. But they don't want to let you know how they feel about you. So it's like this one-sided type of thing where I want to know how you feel about me, but I ain't going to let you know how I feel about you. That's what this feels like. So it's really hard to say how they actually feel. Obviously, they feel some type of way, or they wouldn't be keeping an eye on you. They wouldn't be trying to get your attention. They feel some type of way. I don't know, though, man. I don't have, let me double check before I say it. Yeah, I don't have one single cup on the table here. Not one. 9 of cups, I'm sorry. Okay. So I do have a cup card on the table, but this is not a card that would indicate an emotional love connection. They want you to think that they've moved on and they're happy. That comes through for almost every past person reading that I do. That comes through in one way or another. They want you to think they've moved on and they're happy, but they're full of shit. Could be a Scorpio for some of you. They just feel a really strong sense of unfinished business with you. A really strong sense. Well, let's see how this situation is playing out. I mean, we kind of already got that, but let's see if it'll give me some more details on how this is playing out. Can we get any more details on how this situation is playing out? Hangman reversed. Two more. Eight of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, that's what I thought, man. That's what I thought. You're going to end up in communication with this person somehow. Somehow, some way. I'm thinking that for the majority of you, this person's probably going to end up reaching out. Probably. And it's going to look like things are going real smooth at first. But it ain't going to take too terribly long at all before the past bubbles back up to the surface, resurfaces, and starts manifesting itself between the two of you. Whatever that argument was that y'all always had, whatever that issue was that kept getting in the way, it's going to resurface, and you all are going to have to end up facing that situation again. The question is, what are you going to do different this time? That's the question. What are they going to do different this time? What are y'all going to do different this time? That's the question. That's the question. Let's get the advice here. What is the best advice? What's the advice? Nine of Wands reverse. Let your guard down. Let your guard down, but manage your expectations. This is the hard part. I was just having to explain this to a client last night about managing your expectations of others. See, when you're standing and moving in your emotional integrity, you can let your guard down and be vulnerable even if you can't trust somebody. You know, it seems like we tend to either live on one end of the spectrum or the other. Either I'm totally fucking naive and I trust way too easily, or I don't fucking trust nobody. Just automatically, right? Well, we need to kind of find a middle ground in there somewhere. When I meet you for the first time, I have no expectations at all. Maybe I can't trust you. That's possible. You could be the biggest full of shit ass person, lying, manipulative, backstabbing fucking person I've ever met in my life. You know what? That's cool. That's fine, because that's not on me. I just don't have any expectations of you. I'm not coming from a place of needing you. I don't need you. I would like to have you in my life. That'd be cool. But I don't need you in my life. So that balance of I do like you. I do see the potential that we have together. I would like you in my life, but I don't need you in my life. Walking that balance means that I can let my guard down and be vulnerable with you. And if you choose to fuck that up, you're the dumbass, not me. I know what I have to offer. I know my value. I know what I bring to the table. So if you fuck this connection up, you're the dumbass. You're the idiot. I can sleep at night, right? That's a tough energy to maintain. I'm not trying to make it sound easy. It's tricky. It's very, very tricky. It requires a lot of self-awareness. It does require a lot of being able to go inside and, pay very close attention to your frequency and your energy, which can be hard, especially if you have some unfinished business with somebody where there was some negativity in the past. It can be hard, but I would do the best that I can if I was you to try to approach the situation from that perspective, okay? All right, now we're going to move on to the current relationship. All right. Now, I got to give my current person disclaimer. If you are not experiencing any problems, issues, or concerns with your current person, this is not for you. All right. So what's the problem? What's the issue? What is going wrong between Leo and the current person? Whoa. It just jumped out on the floor. Oh, Knight of Cups. There could be a lack of trust here. Hang on. Some of you might just be dealing with somebody that's entirely too immature. Yeah. And there's a suspected third party. I've been seeing that come through a lot for these current person readings. Suspected third party. I don't know if you suspect they have a third party or if they suspect you have a third party, but there is a suspected third party here. For some of you, there could be some addiction problems that are getting in the way here. For some of you. But this just feels like it's kind of hard to put a finger on and describe this energy right here because it's so scattered and sporadic. This just feels like major, major, major uncertainty. Major uncertainty. There's not a lot of relaxation, you know, when me and you were together. I trust you, you trust me, we good. I know you're my ride or die. You know I'm your ride or die. So I can relax knowing that me and you gonna make it through whatever problems are put in front of us. We gonna get through it as a team. You know, that feeling when you're with that person is absent here. It's absent here. Somebody here doesn't trust the other person. I don't know if you don't trust that they'll stay by your side or they don't trust that you'll stay by their side. I don't know which one it is, but there's a lot of uncertainty here with this situation. And again, I can't help it, but these fucking knights keep coming out, which would indicate to me that you might be dealing with somebody that's just a little bit on the immature side. I think this person's a horrible communicator too, by the way. Let's look at their energy. Let's see, is it coming from a bad place? Do they have bad intentions? Or are they just a very immature person who does mean well? Let's see. What's this person's energy look like? Ooh, 10 of Wands. Hang on. All right, last one. Chariot reversed. Man, now, so they do love you. They absolutely do love you. You know what I think, though, this person's problem is? This person's main problem has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you at all. This person's problem is they are still carrying the burden of all of the shit that's happened to them in their life. They have not healed from anything that has ever happened to them in their life, ever. They have not done 1 ounce of healing. So this person's very conflicted because when you're that type of person who hasn't healed from anything, so what's the first thing that an unhealed person does? What's the first thing that they do? They project that shit on the closest person to them, right? The closest person to them. Because that's the only way that unhealed people know how to cope with it. They can't sit with it themselves. They got to project it onto somebody else, right? So they wish they could walk away from this to try to run from their problems. But they can't. They can't walk away from this. Your all's connection is so strong with this Lover's card here that they can't walk away. They wish they could, but I feel like the universe is keeping the two of you together because I think for a lot of you, this is your fucking person. And when you're with your actual person, by no means am I saying that it's guaranteed to last forever no matter what. However, very frequently, even if you try to walk away from that, the universe is going to make it very difficult. Very, very difficult. Very difficult. In a lot of cases. So they're kind of put in this weird place where they have a lot of their own shit. This is all shit that they're dealing with from their past that has nothing to do with you. That they're having to try to work through themselves. And they know they can't walk away from this. Okay. All right. Well, it doesn't look like it's coming from a bad place. It looks like it's coming from a very lost, confused, and broken place. All right. Well, let's get the advice on this because I don't think it's coming to an end anytime soon. I don't think so. So let's get the advice here. Let's get the advice. Page of Cups reversed. Hangman reversed. Okay. Well, when it comes to a situation like this, the only thing you can really do as an individual is you have to do everything you possibly can to let this person know that you ain't going nowhere. Now, unless there's some common sense boundaries and deal breakers that are crossed, common sense shit, like cheating or stuff like that. Aside from common sense fucking deal breakers, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. No matter what it is you have to go through, no matter what shit you have to process through, it's okay. I'm your teammate. We'll work through this fucking together. I'm not judging you, and I'll help you. I'll help you work through this shit and process through it together. Because it's getting to the point now where all this vibrational baggage that has to be processed through is going to start really weighing down on the two of you. Really weighing down. And if this tension continues to build, I don't think it's coming to an end in April. I don't think it's coming to an end in May or June. But there is a very strong possibility that if this continues to build and build and build, and all this drama and all this mess keeps popping up between the two of you, the universe could kick the tower over on y'all before Thanksgiving. We got to get this energy rolling in a different direction. We got to start shedding some of the old past vibrational baggage. This person, and I'm not saying that you don't have any inner work that you need to do, but we're not talking about that. Okay. You're in control of you. You got you. When it comes to dealing with somebody else who has to do their inner work, there's very little that you can do, but there are some things that you can do. Why do most people keep their guard up? Because they're scared, right? They haven't even looked down there in that fucking dungeon where they're hiding their skeletons. They're trying to outrun it themselves. Let alone are they going to let their guard down and let you in on it when they don't even want to look at it themselves. So the only thing you can really do is be like, yo, I'm here with you. And let them see you going through the same thing. Look, I'm doing the same damn thing. I'm going through it with you. This person has to feel safe opening up, letting their guard down, and releasing some of that old past vibrational baggage. And you got to stand there with them through the whole fucking thing. It's really all you can do. Because if that doesn't happen, I don't think the connection will survive 2024. I don't think so. So that's what I would be working on if I was you. Because like I said, just because you're with your actual person, that's not guaranteed. I got news for everybody out there. There is no person on this planet, not even the one divine life partner the universe picked out for you, who is guaranteed to show up in your life and stay there until death do y'all part. That doesn't work that way. Even when the universe does bring you that person, you still got to work for it. You still got to put forth the effort to keep that growing and evolving and thriving. It's just like say you finally build that multi-million-dollar business. You can't just kick your fucking feet back and say, yeah, I'm a millionaire now. No, you got to keep working that business and working it and working it and working it. Same thing with the relationship with your person. Okay? All right. I feel like those were the messages that my Leo friends needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you all once again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check down there in the description of this video if y'all would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. And speaking of personal readings, I was saying this at the beginning of the video. For those of you who took advantage of the Eclipse reading sale and you ordered a reading while I was gone on the road, I'm getting started on the last batch of those now, as soon as I'm done with this video here, okay? So I started on those yesterday and got the first half of them done. Now I'm going to spend the rest of the day here in the studio knocking all of those out. If you ordered a reading while I was on the road and you haven't gotten it yet, I promise you, you will get it today before I go to bed. All right? All right, I'm out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.